Hey, Jason here from Simply Swider. So, if your Frigidaire dishwasher is showing that annoying UO error code and won't run your cycles, don't worry. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to fix it. Good news is, most of the time, this is something you can handle yourself without calling someone like me out. Before we get started, if you run into any questions, jump into our Facebook group. Links in the description. We've got thousands of people helping each other fix their appliances, and I pop in there daily to help out. So the biggest culprit I see is soap scum and calcium deposits blocking that vent from closing properly. You'll know this is your problem when the UO code shows up and your dishwasher just stops mid-cycle. I had this customer last month who was ready to buy a new dishwasher and it turned out to be just calcium buildup on the rubber seal. Here's what you're gonna do. First, always shut off the power completely at the breaker. Safety first. This repair should take about 10-15 minutes. Now head to the top right corner of your dishwasher tub and remove that inner screw cap by twisting it counterclockwise. Once you've got the vent assembly exposed, pull out that U-shaped clip and the rubber plug. 9 times out of 10, you'll see white crusty deposits or soap gunk all over that rubber seal. Grab an old toothbrush and scrub all that junk off with water until it's completely clean. While you're in there, make sure that fan blade spins freely and check if that little spring on the lever needs stretching. Sometimes that helps the vent close tighter. If you see any broken parts in there, like a busted wax motor, then yeah, you'll need to replace the whole assembly. Another common issue is faulty wiring between the vent and your control board. This one's sneaky because the connections can work sometimes and fail other times. You'll notice the UO error might come and go, or show up after you've been running the dishwasher for a while. The wire harness that runs down the side and underneath these units can get chafed over time. Don't ask me how I know that. Here's how to check it. With the power unplugged, examine all that wiring near the vent for any frayed or broken spots. Look for corrosion on the electrical connections too. You'll see green or white buildup on the terminals. If you've got a multimeter, test for continuity in those wires. The fix is usually pretty straightforward. Tighten up any loose connections, clean off corrosion with a wire brush, and maybe add a little dielectric grease. If the wires are chafed badly, you'll need to repair or replace that section. Sometimes just bending those metal terminals slightly on the connector gives you a better fit. If cleaning and wiring checks don't solve it, you're looking at either a bad sensor in the vent assembly or a failing control board. The optical sensor inside that vent can go bad and keep telling the main board that the vent's open even when it's closed tight. If you have a multimeter, here's how to test the solenoid. Set it to resistance mode and check the solenoid terminals. You should get a reading between 200 and 400 ohms. If that checks out, test the voltage coming from the control board. It should send 12 volts to operate the vent. If you're only seeing 1 or 2 volts, your control board has failed. I've seen control boards fail where they just can't send enough juice to operate the vent properly. The good news is sometimes you can replace just the little circuit board inside the vent assembly for less than $1 if you can solder. But most folks are going to want to replace the whole vent assembly. It's about 70 to $100 versus potentially several hundred for a new control board. The UO error code means your dishwasher's vent isn't closing properly. We'll start with the easiest fixes first, usually just cleaning out debris, then move to electrical issues if needed. In my experience, about 80% of these cases are solved with a simple cleaning, so there's a good chance we'll have you back up and running in just a few minutes. If you need to replace the blower vent assembly, the part number is 53045-23304. Expect to pay $70, $107 depending on your supplier. Check both local appliance parts stores and online retailers for the best price. This is definitely worth fixing yourself. It's not too complicated once you pull the dishwasher out. The tricky part is that people replace this whole assembly when sometimes all you need to do is clean out the calcium deposits or replace a tiny sensor component for pennies. Before you spend the $100, definitely try that cleaning I showed you. If the fan blade doesn't spin freely or you've got broken mechanical parts, then yeah, time for a new assembly. For wiring issues, you're usually not buying a whole new harness. Most of the time, it's repair work with basic electrical supplies. We're talking maybe 5 to $10 in materials like wire nuts, electrical tape, and maybe some dielectric grease. This is an easy DIY repair if you're comfortable with basic electrical work. The risk here is if you miss intermittent connection problems, you might think it's fixed when it's really going to fail again in a few weeks. Take your time checking every connection. The control board is the expensive option. No specific pricing in my sources, but you're typically looking at a couple $100 minimum for dishwasher control boards. This is where you really want to be sure before you buy. If your vent assembly tests good mechanically, but the control board isn't sending proper voltage, then you know that's your problem. Just remember, control board replacement is more involved, and you might want to call a pro for that one, unless you're really handy with electronics. Don't be a hero if you're not comfortable with it. Now you can see right there on your screen the most common Frigidaire models that run into this UO error code. Take a look and see if you spot your model number. There's a good mix of gallery models and regular Frigidaire units, plus some Kenmore dishwashers that use the same parts. Don't worry about memorizing all those numbers. Just check if yours is in that list. That's how you fix the Frigidaire UO error code. Here's your action plan. Step 1. Clean the vent assembly thoroughly. This fixes it 80% of the time for practically free. Step 2. If that doesn't work, check all wiring connections for damage or corrosion. Step 3. Only if both those fail, consider replacing the vent assembly or control board. Remember, always start simple before spending money on parts. If you guys know someone who's having appliance troubles, please send them the link to this video or a link to my channel where I have tons of other videos showing how to fix pretty common issues with appliances, sometimes for free or as little cost as possible. It sure beats having a repairman come out and spending several hundred for them to fix it when it could be something so simple. If this helped you get your dishwasher working again, hit that like button and drop a comment below. Let me know which fix worked for you. Really helps other people with the same problem. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. We'll get this out to more folks who need to save some time and money. Thanks for watching, and I hope you guys have a great day.